Welcome back to Firefly Studios. My name is Kadia, and today we're going to continue our Unity fundamentals. This time we're going to talk about a tile map and how to set up a tile map with colliders and all that goodness. So the first thing you need to do for a tile map is you need to set up the art for it. It's important for at least a traditional 2D like side scroller tile map to do everything in a cube dimensions. I did these 1024 by 1024. And I find using a program such as Affinity or like Photoshop and using artboards are the easiest way to get things to line up correctly. So I made this tile first, then I made a side tile, and then I just flipped it to make the other side tile. So after you do that, you export these individually as their own file, and then import them into Unity. I imported some tiles that I made for a different project in the past. And then the next step is to actually set it up in Unity. So you're going to want to right click over here, go to 2D object, tile map, rectangular. Doesn't matter what you name it. The important part is making sure that you have this tile palette option open. So you can find it also under 2D tile palette. And here you'll be given the option right here to create a new palette. It doesn't matter where you save it. And then you take whatever art you've made and you have to mess around with their settings a little bit. So the art has to be imported as Sprite 2D and UI. And of importance is that your pixels per unit is equal to the dimensions or close enough to your dimensions as the art. So in my case, these are all 101 by 101 pixels. So my pixels per unit is set to 100. The reason why it's not 101 is it will help deal with any gaps between two tiles if they're right next to each other. Sometimes you can see a bit of a seam there. So if you make the tiles slightly bigger than the tile, they'll overlap slightly and you won't notice it because it's only 1 pixel, but it will prevent those seams from happening. So once your art is set up, all you have to do is drag it over to your palette. So for example, drag this over, save it as a tile, and now I can select it and start painting with it basically. So I'm gonna select some of these and just paint. The painting part's super simple. You just select the one you want to paint. You can also drag select. So say I wanted to do 2 tiles like that. Control Z, all that kind of stuff all works. And you can have multiple tile maps on the same scene. So you could have one for ground objects and then one for background objects, and then put a collider on the ground objects, but no collider on the background objects. I'm just gonna finish this up real quick. If you want to add collision to it, you want to go to your tile map in your hierarchy, and you're gonna add a tile map collider 2D. As you can see, this adds a collider to everything. And you can do all the normal stuff. So if I set this to my ground layer, I can now jump on it. If you want multiple tile maps, you just add a new tile map. And the new one, you keep all the dimensions the same, but it doesn't have that collider. So I can paint on this map. So I use this water to represent a background object. I can paint this all over here. You can see that it indicated that we're drawing on that tile map. So this should not have a collider. So when I hit play, we will collide with the ground, but we will not collide with the background. See, it has no problems. We can't land on top of it, but the ground functions as ground. Hope you found this interesting. Please comment if you have any questions. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you in the next one.